Hi, and welcome. I'm glad that you could join me. I didn't do a floss tube video this past week. Was having a hard time finding things that kept my interest. I stitched a little bit on a whole bunch of things, and I don't know, couldn't find anything to really settle on. So I decided that since I had so many other things going on, sometimes life gets in the way, that I would take a break this past week and skip my weekly update. I do plan on doing another one this coming week. But since we're almost at the end of May, today is May 28th, it is Sunday, I figured I should probably at least tell you what my mania plans are. So, without further ado, that's what I plan to do. I finished quite a few things from last year's mania, so I had a lot of open space. But I also have a list of things that I want to finish this year. So I thought that mania might be a good opportunity to slip those things in and see if I couldn't make more inroads. So I don't really have any new starts planned for Mania. I do, however, have a list of 18 items. I have one that I'll stitch on twice. But let's talk about it. So I will show you in the order that I plan to do it. I'm thinking that what I will do is every day I'll come and do a clip like I was doing to show you where I'm starting and what the piece is, and I'll tell you a little bit about it. And then I will come back the next morning and show you where I finished, and then we'll talk about the next piece in line. And that seems to work out really well for me, so that's what I'm going to do. You may notice that I have a bit of a scrape, a boo-boo on my forehead. It is spring, and I was out cleaning up a garden, and I got a little too close to my lilac tree and paid the price. I had cut a limb off, and I didn't realize that it was quite at my head level. So, yeah, I damaged myself. Sad stuff. Oh, I also want to mention that last night, I went and saw Endgame, the final Avengers movie in the Marvel line, and it was wonderful. I enjoyed that so much. And for the last 2 days, yesterday and today, I've been stitching on my Marvel piece, which I don't have out, but I will try to remember so I can show that to you, hopefully next week. Yeah, but that was a good movie, really good. So if you saw Infinity War, definitely go see Endgame. It is well worth it. And at the same time, talking Marvel and superheroes and all that good stuff, and I know this is the year of magical stitches with Harry Potter and stuff, but I didn't join Magical Stitches, and I haven't been rereading Harry Potter, but I actually read the first book in Game of Thrones. I wanted to say Casting Crowns. No, Game of Thrones. And it was really good. Fire and Ice. And I really enjoyed it. I'm just waiting for the second book in the audio series to come out at my library. And I will move on to book 2. I thought that was appropriate with working on a War of Tooth and Claw. So it's been fun. Who knows? Maybe the people who are doing Magical Stitches will move on to other series like Game of Thrones or the Avengers, something. There's all kinds of series out there waiting to be brought into cross stitch. So anyway, we're here for Mania. I'm sorry. I am digressing. So I'm going to start out right on May 1st. I'm only going to stitch on these pieces for the one day, and then I'm going to move on. So day 1, and you're going to see me looking over this way because I have my bin over here with all of my pieces in it. D1 I'm going to be working on Marching Mice, also lovingly called by me Theodore, because this is the only part that I'm doing is Theodore. So I will show you where I am with this, and I will show you again before I start on the first. So that's what Theodore is looking at like. Isn't that beautiful? I love this piece. I know my husband would have loved this piece. It would be right up his alley. So I will tell you more about that on May 1st. Let's see, move him to the back of the line. So the second, for May 2nd, I am going to work on a mail held kit. And it is, let me get him out, Percy Pig. He is beautiful. I love him. I also want to do I think the cow. And I show you, I'm doing that. I'm doing him on the perforated paper. And that's how far I am with Percy Pig. So I will pick him up on the 2nd of May. Oh, these envelopes and their tape. It would help so much if instead of on the flap, the tape was on the body of the envelope, because then it wouldn't stick to everything you were trying to put back into the envelope. And it would make life much simpler, because when you're trying to go through this much stuff, if you don't keep it under control, you just have a big mess. And if there's one thing I don't need, it's a big mess. And there's lots of pretty threads, lots of pretty beads. I'm looking forward to working on Percy Pig. So on day 3, I am going to be working on Honora Corbett. And while everybody's working on Fancy Ladies, I'm going to be picking Vixen back up. This is Christmas Eve Couriers, and that's how far I've gotten on Vixen. So I'm going to work on her a little bit more, or him, however you like to think of Santa's reindeer. I figure since he finds every place he needs to go, all right. Okay, so that was Vixen. And then on the 4th, that's May the 4th Be With You in Stitch Mania. And in honor of Star Wars, which the new one comes out around Christmas time, and I can't wait, I am going to be working on my BB-8. I don't have a picture of BB-8, but I think if you're a Star Wars person, you know what BB-8 looks like. And he's a whip, so you might even be able to remind yourselves just by seeing what I've got done so far. This is kind of like a Teresa Wensler. There's blended threads and all kinds of stuff. So he's fun. I enjoy working on him. So that's May the 4th Be With You and BB-8. You can see I'm going to have a problem with my bit basket. So on the 5th, I still consider the 5th to be full coverage on the 5th with Stitch Mania. Not sure if it still is, because I haven't done really good at keeping up with sales and stuff on the different sites. But I'm going to be working on Simply Meant to Be, which is a Haid I'd gotten some pretty good progress on, and then I realized my fabric wasn't big enough, and I just threw it out. So I restarted it. I don't have much of a restart going, but I'm hoping to rectify that. And this month I think I'm going to use this as my 1200 stitches for Full Coverage Fanatics. So that means Simply Meant to Be is coming back out. And he will obviously be worked on more than one day, because 1200 stitches doesn't happen in a day. At least not with me. Let me just push these down a little bit so they don't all fall on top of each other. Okay, moving right along. So after the 5th comes the 6th, and I have to move on. I do have 2 sales in my lineup for Stitch Mania, and one is my Just Cross Stitch ornament sale, and it is going to be this one. It's on page 16, and it's called To All a Good Night, and it's by Knotted Tree, and there is what that looks like. So I'll be starting this on the 6th. And then on the 7th, I am hoping that sometime I'm going to be able to call this done, because on the 7th I'm going to be working on my oldest WIP. It is called The Country Garden. It is out of can't even find the cover. There it is. Cross Stitch and Country Crafts magazine, dated July, August 1988, and this magazine was at the time $2.95. Times have really changed. And I've done all 3 of these. Well, I've done 2 of the gardens. This is the only one I have left to do, and I've been working on it since the early 90s. This poor Ada is probably never going to be good. It's so dirty. But there's what that looks like. That's how much I have done. So I'm going to be working on that. And in each of these pieces, there's a little white cat that's hiding. And I don't have enough of it done yet to show you the cat. Hopefully I can rectify that. But that's going to be on the 7th. And then on the 8th, I am going to be working on Lady Alexandra. This is another Nora Corbett piece. It's a Mirabilia, and that's Lady Alexandra. And as you probably know, I'm doing this for my daughter, Alexandria. Her birthday is on May 19th. So this piece is actually going to be coming out again on the 19th. I will be working on this on her birthday also. So this one is actually going to get 2 days in May, at least. Now, I'm saying I'm working on these one day, but for how long in a day, I don't know. And I may work on more than one piece any given day. But I will be working on each of these pieces at least a little while on the days that I've scheduled. So then on the 9th, I'm going to be working on Pretty Little New York. Now I've actually worked on this some in this last week also. And I put in a little bit more gray. But that's how far I've gotten on this. So I will be picking that up and working on that a bit. I love the colors in Jody Rice's designs in Satsuma Street. They're beautiful. And then after Pretty Little New York, I am going to work on Princess and the Unicorn, which is in Cross Stitch Myth and Magic. Wizards, Angels, Dragons, Mermaids, Cherubs, Unicorns, and Fairies. And let's see. I'll have to find the picture. I have lots of things in this book I would like to do. I just have to find her picture. There she is. I love this piece. And that's what she looks like. Like I said, there's a lot of things in this book that I would like to do. Lots of things. Show you. This is a piece of Ada that I dyed myself. And this is how far I've gotten on the Princess and the Unicorn. So I look forward to doing some more on her. And that'll be on the 10th. On the 11th, I'm going to work on Dancing Unicorn, which is out of Bewitching Cross Stitch. And I don't have that book out here, so I don't have a picture to show you. I can show you what the piece looks like. That's what I have done so far. You can't even tell it's a unicorn. And that's another piece of Ada that I dyed myself. So I'm looking forward to working on that. I gotta find the book. Hopefully it's not when I let someone borrow, or that day will be subject to change. Okay, so then after Dancing Unicorn, we're up to May 12th. And May 12th is Play Ball. It's another Mill Hill kit. And most of these pieces that I'm doing in May are also part of my Stitch 9, which is actually a Stitch 17 for me. I just want to get some of these done. So Play Ball looks like this. It's a kit I was doing for my brother. He is big into baseball. And this is how far I've gotten on this piece. I would like to finish that piece. Okay. Oh, let's after Play Ball. Oh, another Nora Corbett. This one is Letters from Nora. This is one Stitchin' Mommy is doing for her niece. I don't know, she may have finished it by now. I think she may have. I can't remember. But that's what that looks like. I just think it's beautiful. I did substitute some colors on here. I used my own beads. And this is almost done. I mean, I should just get on it and finish it. That's what that looks like so far. And she's really beautiful. And you can see I used some Swarovskis in here. Yeah, she's really beautiful. So who knows, I might actually be able to finish that one. Fingers crossed. And then, after Letters from Nora, then comes the other sal that I've been doing this year. And that is by Brittany Church of Ingleside Imaginarium. And it's a War of Tooth and Claw. I've kind of, I don't know, stymied myself because I'm down to just having back stitch left to do, and it's not showing up very well. So I'm struggling a bit. But I'm on part 2. When this comes up in my Mania, it's going to be part 3, because that part will come out on the 14th, and I will actually be starting something new. It'll be whatever comes out for May. And I'll show you what it looks like so far. Let me move my needle. And I will show you. So that's what that looks like right now. It's beautiful, isn't it? But I can see my back stitch better on the camera than I can in person, so. But I will definitely be finishing that this weekend, well, before today is out. And then I will be ready to start the new piece when it comes out, and you will see it first as I vlog it for that day. I won't be posting these piecemeal though. I'll be posting my daily vlogs in a group in my weekly update. So after the War of Tooth and Claw, which is the 14th, then I'm going to be working on part 5, Barbara Anna's Across the Seas, A New World, part 5, Across the Seas. Yep, I will finish this someday. Someday I will finish that. And I will tell you more about this. This is one of the few pieces that I'm actually doing on linen. Let me just take care of my needle. It's loose. Okay. And that's how far I am on that. See, I could finish this up. Yes, I could. It's really pretty. I really do love this piece. It's just me. All I gotta do is stitch. And then for the 16th, we're getting there, May 16th, I'm going to be working on another Nora Corbett. This is a Bewitching Pixie, and it is Gwen. This is one of the first pieces I started new when I started doing floss tube. I don't know, 3 years ago? It's been a while. Green is my favorite color. I don't know why I am struggling with this, but that's as far as I've gotten on Gwen. And the pixies aren't really big. I mean, that's her full size. Just me. Really pretty greens. We'll see. We will see. Maybe I can get a little bit further. Or a whole lot further. Fingers crossed. This last week has been a struggle, just sitting down and putting in the stitches. Let's see. 17th is another. Well, this is actually lavender and lace. So do you know which piece it is? This is the piece I'm doing for my son. And it's a lavender and lace. And let me take it out of the plastic. It's Michael. I am hoping that this time I can get through this side and maybe do some of this wing. And since it's also on Exotic Orchid Lugana, I know the white should show up really well, so it shouldn't be such a struggle to stitch, because I struggle stitching white on white. But this is how far I've gotten with Michael. So, he's looking pretty good. Although I feel like I've been working on him a long time too. My hat is off to people who stitch on these things, and they stitch on other things at the same time, and they still get through it. They either stitch a lot faster than me, or they stitch a lot more than I do. Not sure which. Maybe both. So then on the 18th, and this is when I can't wait to get back on. And that's Forest of Sumatra. Anyone who's been watching my channel knows that I finished Dragons of Sumatra. Well, this is Forest of Sumatra. And I started this last year, I think, for Mania. And I haven't really touched it much at all since then. And it's on a piece of Ada that I hand-dyed myself. And I'm using floss colors similar to what I used in Dragons, but not the same. And this is what that looks like. So I really look forward to getting back to this because I think the colors are just beautiful. And those are colors I picked myself because, as you can see in the chart, it's actually a monochromatic piece. I kind of did the same thing with Dragons. And I'm thinking about buying Squirrels of Sumatra, but I don't know. The jury is still out on that. When I finish this one, I'm going to want to do another one. You all know how easy I found it to do that third garden, right? And then for the 19th, I'm going to go back to Lady Alexandra and stitch on her some more. So that's 19 Days of Mania this year for 2019. And so other than my War of Tooth and Claw sale, there's no new starts. Not one. Of course, anyone who saw my whip parade at the beginning of the year, you know I have over 50 whips. At least I had over 50 whips, because this year I have finished 16 things already, which isn't too shabby for me because I don't stitch to finish, but I've finished 16 things. And I've started around 14. But that includes even my starts and my finishes. I count them, like the ornaments I'm doing for Just Cross Stitch, but I also count the parts that I'm doing in War of Tooth and Claw also. So, but yeah, so it's not too shabby. But I don't see myself getting through the whole month without doing a start. So my camera stopped because this is 27 minutes. So it's just about the right length of a video for me. So I decided to look at my stuff, and I remembered that I had ordered a Soda Stitch chart a while ago because I think it was Garrett Coffee Stitcher that showed this on his video. And I thought, wow, I love this. So this is Four Seasons City, or Village, Four Seasons, yeah, whatever. Anyway, I love that. I just think it's beautiful. And I know that I think he gave up on it. And I think someone else is stitching this right now, but I can't remember who. Sorry. But this is going to be my new start. Now, I can't show you this without showing you some of the chart, but I mean, good luck. I don't like the chart, I have to tell you. And making a working copy will be tricky. But it's this, and then you flip it over, and it's that. So, this is another one that's not going to be a quick finish. But I also bought a yard, 59 inches by 1 yard of 18 count white Aida. So that's what I'm going to stitch it on. Plain old 18 count white Aida, and I bought it in a yard size, so I should be able to do it. And this says it's 14 count. I think the fabric size is 119 centimeters by 53 centimeters, but I can't swear to it because a lot of this is written in Chinese. But yeah, so this will be my new start, and it's going to be my treat to myself on, I think, May 20th. But I'm not swearing to that, because if I decide that I feel like starting this at any point, I will. I just will. So that's my goal for May. and Mania this year. I already have my page set up, and this is my list for Mania. And I had thought about all different ways I wanted to do Mania, you know, setting up a wheel and just letting it be by chance. But I think I'm going to save that for Arbitrary August. I think Stitch Mania, mine's going to be a Whips on Parade Mania. Granted, it's only 18 of my whips, but yeah, Whips on Parade Mania. And if I finish any of these, which I don't think I have anything that's that close to a finish in this group, that'll be a wonderful thing, because it's also on, most of these are on my list of things to be finished in 2019. So I figured that was my best bet for what to work on for May. And yeah, those are my Mania plans. I'm pretty excited because I really do want to try to get some of these things closer to finished. And as a little added thing, I think in this video, I'll show you these are those Natasha beads, or some of the Natasha beads that I made in a video. And I thought I would show you how I finished them. And I finished them into a bracelet. And it just has a simple gold clasp. And I used some crystals and some seed beads. And then I used some metallic gold crystals. And then I just strung them with my polymer clay Natasha beads. And I really like the way it came out. So, yeah. And I also have a witch head needle minder that I just made, but that's downstairs in my oven baking. I still have to paint that face. So I will show that to you the next time. So until then, thank you for joining me for my Manic Mania thoughts. And yeah, have a great week, and I will see you soon, where I will do a whip update. Thanks for joining me. Bye for now. God bless.